Test 1 2. Test 1 2. 1 2 test. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. 1 2 test. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. 1 2 test. Mike the Hebrew, what up with you, Whiskey the Don, Star Shima, Diamond Shorty, Charlene Laster, y'all the first ones in here with DGCCTV. Ake Wop, what's good with y'all? What up, Lefty? Good to see you and Eric in here, along with LaShawn, Travis, and the rest of you guys. Hi, what's going on, y'all, man? Yo, have you ever had something that was lifted off your heart and for whatever reason you have been going through some shit and then you have blamed yourself for a situation even though you might not have control over it, but because you've always been the person that everybody counted on? It was a situation that you could never see your way out of. And then all of a sudden, that burden was lifted off of you. And the mayor broke you down and cleared a lot of shit up for you. Well, I have to be a man and make it a form of apology to Vlad on my show and thank Vlad for getting the information that he got from Un and had Un say some things that took a burden off my heart. Brick City Finest, what up with you, boy? All right, you're going to see how we do it over here if you caught the live for the first time. You know what I'm saying? We recognize and we represent for all that come here to see the Gene Deal Show. Ain't that right, Tasha Harris? Hey, pretty gangster, what's up with you, mama? So, let me get to it, you know what I'm saying? And Vlad, you know, I want to thank you again. I appreciate what you did, you know, with the Vlad interview, Vlad, that you did with Un. I told you that years ago. If you remember, I told you, yo, you need to get Tim Dog. He's an architect of a lot of shit at Uptown Records. Cause this ain't me. This ain't my forte. I'm not a journalist or nothing like that. I'm Big Gene, Uncle Gene, whoever you want to call me, mother. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a dude coming here, having a platform to tell my story, to tell some of the things I've been through and the people I've helped along the way. And when Kay told me that you was good enough with him and said, yo, because you know for years, your people was coming at me and I wasn't doing your interviews. Chad said, don't do his interview until you have something to do it for. And I knew my book was coming out. Then Kay Slate said, no, Gene, you know, go ahead and do that interview. Vlad is cool. Vlad is all right. I've worked with him before. You know, not okay. We came up with a situation and I did your show. You know what I mean? I know the audio is popping because I'm doing it on this particular device right now, but I wanted to feel comfortable with this story right now. I wanted to be comfortable telling it, and I'm sorry that it's popping, Jeffrey. Would you please get over it, guy? Thank you. It's going to be all right. Anyway, so now, I appreciate that. If y'all have missed it, y'all need to go see it. And a lot of y'all, I want y'all to tell a friend that Puffy is a lying sack of shit. He wanted y'all and had people come to y'all to try to make it seem like that I was making all this shit up. He came to y'all, he was trying to make it seem like that I was, I'm some broke motherfucking bodyguard that was mad because we separated and everything. He didn't tell y'all the true story about Big Gene when he was going through his problems and situations, couldn't move around, that he was moving with me and other people that held him down. And if you watch that interview with you'll see how this motherfucker lied on the dead. He told a bold-faced lie on the dead. And Rivera eased a lot of motherfucking pain off my heart, man. I'm going to tell you how he did that. Cut these shits off. Eased a lot of pain off my heart. I want to start this off. Eastside TV, what up with you? By saying, y'all go back to that Fat Joe interview with Diddy, Brother Love, Puffy. Y'all go back to that interview. He said Big missed his plane, came to the house and begged me to go to the vibe party with him. Do I have anybody that's on this channel right now that heard that? Brittany Marie, what up, mama? Vince Little John, what's up? LaShawn Bennett heard it. Lorenzo Holloway got me facts behind it. I'm not making this up. People saying they heard it. Kenny B said, I heard it. Kendra said, I remember it. Bill Will said, yes. Chanel Laster, facts on that. Thank y'all. I said the same shit when I heard him say it out of his mouth. Now check this out. He said that. And niggas, I got YouTubers, I got everybody, niggas, do your own. I got YouTubers telling me, don't do me. Stop talking about this shit. I talked about it so much that everybody else is talking about it now, and now the shit is coming out. God works in mysterious ways. It may not happen when you want it to happen, but it's going to show its ugly head. Thank you, Jane Singletary. I can understand where you're coming from with that. 8 Watt. Now, this is what the situation is. Damn, DGCC TV. Can I tell a story, man? Oh, we gotta come watch you tell your story on your program, baby. Let me know, man. We from Wellston, man. Can I tell it, DGCCTV? Can I tell it, man? Big and what up with you, boy? 80 Pat. Now check this shit out. He said that if y'all watched me in The Last Big Night 3, and every time I was thinking about this shit for years, I was getting so emotional about the shit because I was saying to myself, had I not went to the party, maybe Big wouldn't have went. Had I made a stand and said, yo, man, fuck y'all. Y'all can go to that party. I'm letting y'all know y'all niggas gonna die. And not go, then maybe Big would have said to himself, man, Puff, your own security ain't going, and you want me to go. And that shit held on my heart. Do you understand me? That shit held on my heart. That shit fucked with me today, even though that was the way I made some of my money back then. I had no legency to Big to tell him that. I told Big when I came, I told Puff first. Yo, Puff, I got intel. If we go to this party, somebody gonna die tonight. Gene, I don't want to hear that shit. You ain't got to go if you don't want to go. I go out and I tell Big, yo, Big, if we go to this party, somebody gonna die tonight. Lil C's motherfucker, y'all done heard it 1,001 times. Lil C said, go ahead on with that cop shit, Gene. You think you know everything. I held this shit on my heart, dog. Because I fuck the money. I'm making money from Puff. Now Big don't go, Puff gonna be mad at me. Because I done told him. And he done lined this shit up with D-Rock all day, all night, all weekend. He done lined it up with D-Rock. You understand what I'm saying? My man just hit me with the cash, Marcus Majors. I don't watch the Culture Vulture, but your story checks out since still. Your story checks out 97, still not disputed. Thank you, Marcus. But this Culture Vulture did something all these niggas out here couldn't do. Get to the truth. And he helped my heart, bro. He helped my heart. I was fucked up behind this shit. I'm thinking because I was doing my job for Puff, that somehow I let Big down by even going to protect Puff. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is the crazy shit about it. You got to hear this. Because I'm effed up for 20-something years. Every time you hear the music, anything by Big play, it's effing me up. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Because me being that dude, and yo, listen to me. Ain't nobody got to pat me on the back today. I'm going to pat my own self on my back. I was that nigga. If you was with me, wasn't nothing going to happen to you. Because it would have happened to me first. When was talking about on that whole thing, when he was with Big, if something was gonna happen to Big, was gonna happen to him before. I was that type of dude. And then my foresight, I'm seeing shit before I even get there. I'm knowing the players. I ain't looking at none of the girls. I don't care how fine they look, the whole 9 yards. I'm overlooking that. I'm looking at what might happen. But for all these years, Jacko, do it still got static? Is the static real bad, y'all? Is the static real bad? Somebody let me know something. Is it doable? Star Seed 22, I couldn't let it go. See, you don't understand. Ice, thank you. Ice, thank you. Star, I couldn't let it go. You got to understand, when you feel like that you that good, when you feel like other people's lives and shit that depends on you, it's hard to let shit go. See, I decided a long time ago that my kids and my household was never going to feel the pain. See, when you go out there and you go to work every day, when you go in there and you cook meals, you make sure the lights on. You make sure the water's running. You make sure the heat is on. You make sure your kids got decent shit to work. They not feeling your pain. They not feeling your pain. So, Starseed, you have to understand this, that though you save the nigga that's paying you to save him, I still took some responsibility of not being able to save Big, and then going, thinking that by me going, niggas are saying, well, Gene here, we all right. Gene good, we good. Gene is here. If you feel where I'm coming from. So, when I heard Clark Kent say and tell Big, bro, why you going to the party? And I just heard that this year on the Math Hoffa show. I just heard that shit this year on the Math Hoffa show. I heard that shit on the Math Hoffa show. But by him saying, yo, D-Rock and Puff set this party up. And what's-called said, telling him not to go, but he still go. That's Clark Kent. You understand? Though he close to Big, it's not like the relationship that him and Aunt Rivera have. So now, all this time, I'm thinking I could have said something. All this time, I'm thinking when I tell Big, yo, if you go to this party, somebody gonna die tonight, bro. All this time, I'm thinking I had a dog in the fight. I just heard last night that it wasn't nothing I could have said. It was nothing I could have done to stop Big from going to that party. You heard? Now, for y'all who don't know, unsaid, I spoke to Big. I spoke to Big for about an hour on the phone, and I told him, don't go to that party. Said I spoke to Big for a whole hour, and I told him, don't go to the party, get on the plane in the morning and go to London. Do you know how that relinquished some of the ill feelings, some of the pain, some of the hurt, some of the just shit that was in my system? Do you know what him saying that did for me? Thank you, Lorenzo Holloway. Thank you, Lorenzo Holloway. DGCCTV, that's because of D-Rock was in his ear. That's because Puff was begging him and D-Rock was in his ear. A lot of y'all may not know, but Heather Hunter and Janet Jackme, I've been around both of them. Never had no dealings with them. I don't get down like that. But I bodyguard people that's been with them. Do you understand me? I bodyguard people that's been with them. They spent the weekend at their house and everything. And I was there the whole time. DJ Craig B, what up, boy? Yeah, Craig, but I'm trying to get this shit out of my system, and it's coming out, brother. Haas, it may be in his choice. Bottom line, you know what I'm saying. We all make our own choice, Haas. You know what I'm saying. No disrespect, but if your man's Your man, you got both of you. You got one of your mans telling you not to go. You got one of your mans who right there with you telling you to go. It's your own choice. It's your own choice. But sometimes one of your mans can influence you more than the other one. Michael Giles, what up with you, boy? Honey J Bay, what up? God. Frank White, 32nd. F is with you heavy. Okay. F with you heavy. Not into the white sky daddy things yet. I know truth will be known, and your words never change from day one. Your truth as well will be known. Thanks, man. Thank you. Frank White, 32nd, man. Appreciate you. Yo, man, it's just like there's nothing I could have said. There's nothing I could have did. I could have jumped in motherfucking car. I could have jumped in front of the car. Them niggas would have ran me over to get to that part. Niggas would have been like, I got tread marks in the back of my neck. Them niggas would have still went to the party. Because told him not to go out the room until you got ready to go to London. Which one of y'all niggas gonna be at the next Diddy party? That's what I want to know. Cause that nigga just got caught in a major motherfucking lie, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing, ain't nobody do nothing about it. They gonna worry about how gay this nigga is. They gonna worry about, what young girl he effing. And let me tell you people right here, and I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm not saying that Puff was setting Big up to die that night. What I'm saying to y'all, he gave the opportunity for the people who was out there not only to kill him, but to kill Big and anybody else at the bad boy camp. That particular night, they wanted Puff. But they settled for Big. Puff those people wasn't the only one trying to get us. Like DJ Quick said, them niggas said they was gonna get them bad boy niggas, and that gotta be them people at death row. I know these Muslim cats, when we got into it with them at Soul Train Awards, and Mustafa stopped it, I know them niggas wanted Puff dead. If you seen that dude and if you know street shit, street deep, if you know what I know, you would have wanted that nigga dead too. So when niggas be on this shit talking about, yo, Gene, I'm confused. You know what, nigga, please. Sorry to say that, you might be right, Kev Matthews. Jeff Wilson out there in the loop. What up with you, boy? Yo, do you know what it was, Reese? Reese, do you know what it was to hear say he talked to Big for an hour? If he talked to Big for an hour, there's nothing I could do. Yo, I used to tell motherfuckers this, and people knew me. I just didn't bodyguard anybody. If I felt like that I couldn't lay down my life for you, I wouldn't take your money. When I bodyguard Nate Dogg, Exhibit, Mac 10, some thorough brothers from the street told me they wanted me to do something, and I had love for them. So I knew if anything would have went down, I would have been right there. I'd have laid down my life for them brothers. You understand? From the brothers that hooked me up with them. Told me they wanted me to do that. Hold them down, Gene. If I'm with you, I'm going all the way out, no matter what. I was young, dumb, full of cum, didn't give a F. Didn't care about no job, this, that, and the third. Knew I was educated enough that I'll find work somewhere. I was big enough to find work somewhere, even if I had to shovel shit. I'm just saying to y'all, it's nothing that I could have done. I just found that out. I'm going through life for 20-something years thinking. And I probably said it plenty of times to y'all, man. I probably said it on my show plenty of times. You know, it be going through my mind, yo, I shouldn't have went. I shouldn't have went to the party. Then maybe Big would have had an out. OG Patrice, what up with you? Rest in peace, Chaz. Chase Money, thank you, sir. I said this on my program plenty of times, y'all. Maybe when Puff say, yo, Gene, well, you ain't got to go. I shouldn't have went. Maybe Big would have said, your own security ain't going, so I ain't going. Big had his security. He had Paul and the Inglewood cop behind him. He had his own security. Maybe that would have stopped Big from going. Nah. Ooh. Ha. Ha. I never thought of that, bruh. Who said truck drivers ain't smart? Even God tried to stop Big from moving forward by injuring his legs. That was the first notice to stop. That was the first sign. Ha! Wow. Jeff Sparks and that Woodside Queens, what up? Bonesaw out there, northern Wisconsin. We get them all. We even love when the Newts represent. What up, Leroy? Leroy Miles. You know, yo, Leroy, my uncle is a Newt, man. I tell him every time I see her, I'm sorry about that. He plays in Southern Illinois, Carbondale. They got a big chapter out there. So now, Lorenzo D228, what up with you? Happy birthday. Michael M., you gotta ask. I don't know. I don't know. Stormy Hayes. Puff booked the studio out there. So does that answer your question? Big had to go because he accepted the Soul Train award things to do the award thing. He accepted that. That's only one day. But Big was out there 2 to 3 weeks prior to that working on Puff's album. Puff got his own studio. Why is he working on Puff album in California in the studio out there? That's something you should ask Puff. But ain't nobody going to ask him these questions. Now that Under came out, he spoke to Big for an hour and told him not to go. Lorenzo, you 40. Wait till you get 60, bro. And hope you still have your hairline. Yeah. Man. Yeah. Lil C's ain't say no dumb shit like that, bro. Stop that, man. Lil C's ain't say no dumb shit. They was out there like 3 weeks before that time. Would have said that. If they was out there 6 months before then, would have said that. They was out there for like 2 weeks before the Soul Train Awards thing. Two weeks or 2 or 3 weeks. Because I was out there for a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. Came back with Puff, then we went back out there again. TJ, I don't know what Kim Porter was writing in her book, but if Puff could stop it, like I know some of the intimate parts, with them sometimes, saying first with the fights and the shit, how Puff used to pay the babysitters and everybody to spy on Kim. I know shit like that. How the little girl, she had to be 17, 18 years old at the time, that he's sexing her when you're just doing like just grimy shit to keep tabs on Kim. Surprised that little girl ain't sued him. Since they made that law in New York City, you can go back 30 years. If somebody sexually assaulted you or did some shit, you know what I'm saying? They did it to Kelly. They did it to the R. That was the plan. Spin King Entertainment. That was the plan. Big was supposed to do Soul Train, get on the plane, go to London. But I'm glad that, and I'm glad that God gave me this blessing to hear Un say that he talked, and I spoke to Un before. Un ain't never tell me that. Un ain't never tell me that. But he said that shit on What You Call show. He said, I spoke to Big about an hour before he went to that party and told him not to go. Nah. Nah, you wrong about that, Michael M. Because if you had Janet Jackman and Heather Hunter, ain't nobody gonna bait you with nothing else, because you gonna be straight with them two. They doing it to you so hard, you're gonna feel into the middle of next week. I wanted to say it another way, but I hope you caught it. Now, it was D-Rock. But motherfucking Un should have got at D-Rock and should have told D-Rock, don't you let him go out that fucking room for nothing. That's what Un should have did. But Puff had got in D-Rock ear. Took him out with, what's her name? The biker girl. What's the biker girl? And her stylist. What's her name? Is it with a J? Come on, help me. Somebody help me. Biker girl. I know more than what you, and all this firsthand. This ain't no secondhand. What you call it? Just said 12 star. Just hit me on your gene. You know a lot. This ain't no like, yo, my man them called and told me like some of these other motherfuckers. I heard. This is shit I know because I was there. What's the biker chick that's pretty in the motherfucker? Come on, y'all. I mentioned her name before. She was in that Biker Boy movie. Puff was hitting her too. She used to be with Pac too. Sally, look at you. One Racky, thank you. Bill Will, thank you. She was the one. Her and this other chicks that Puff went out with D-Rock, left me in a Winnebago with Big all day. They must have had a ball. For that nigga to what you call his man. For that nigga to go against his man, they must have had a ball. Stormy Hayes, I get threatened all the time. I ain't worried about what a motherfucker say. We come from that school. You bring some, you got to get some. I'm sorry, I turned my devices out So I don't know the people that cash at me because my device was turned off because I didn't want them to bother me today. Y'all got to understand, man, what are y'all willing to do? I talked to D-Rock, Bill Will. I talked to D-Rock before Puff talked to him. And I told this nigga, yo, don't do nothing with this nigga. When I seen that nigga went off with Puff, I was like, yo, snake ass nigga. I'm talking to this nigga, man. We sharing L's and everything like that. The nigga gave me, I wasn't even smoking weed, the nigga. The nigga gave me a joint because he was smoking a joint and smoking off my L. So then the nigga hit me with the L. Like I was like, he said, Gene, that's the L. I said, I don't give a fuck what it is, bro. I'm trying to let you know. Nigga shook my hand, told me, yo, I said, yo, man, don't tell nobody I took a hit off the L. Please, man. Word is bond. Gave me his hand. Went right in there and told Big. Puff come back to the studio. And I'm just mentioning this because Bill Will said I talked to D-Rock. Told D-Rock the whole thing, the lay down, everything. Man, don't be nowhere with this nigga, man. Don't come to, I see y'all ain't came to none of the parties. Don't come to none of the parties. Man, we ain't coming nowhere. We ain't coming nowhere. We ain't doing that. We ducking and dodging them. We ducking and dodging them. This nigga goes back, tell Big, Puff come in the studio and everything like that. And they big gonna tell Puff, yo, man, I need more security. He said, you know what I'm saying? And Puff like, nigga, I just left Gene here with you. He said, man, Gene in here blowing L's with D-Rock. I looked at the nigga D-Rock. I say, this motherfucker, for real? He said, yo, Gene, you blowing an L with D-Rock? I said, man, come on, man, with that bullshit. He said, I know Gene don't do no shit like that. Exactly. That's how it went down. That's all I had to say. And then I said, oh, Big, you want to tell shit? You want to tell shit, Big? Tell Puff how you wrote Lil' Kim shit like you told me. Junior Mafia, Lil C's, them shit. Tell him. Puff got hype, got in that nigga face the whole 9 yards. Go get my book, man. I ain't forgot about y'all 15 the Boss, Pretty Gangster, and KG. I'm still going to send it to y'all. Like I told you, I only got these 2 left. And I'm going to get that to y'all the first week of June. I swear to y'all, ma. That nigga D-Mac started running. D-Mac was the dude who was running Sean Johns. He started working for Puff as Sean John. He's a Compton Crip. He was a dude always talking about who he had to kill Pac, who he had. Yeah, I'm telling it. He the one who was always talking about who he had to kill Pac, who he had to kill Suge. When they talk about that Crip shit and they'll do this and they'll do that, D-Mac is the only nigga that was talking like that I heard talk. I never heard Keefy D talk like that. The Compton Crip I heard talk like that was D-Mac. He was always with Puff. Thank you, Reese. I appreciate that. Let them know. Azahar Malik, you right. But let me just say something. I ain't gonna say much about this because we all got people like that. I got somebody that all I'm gonna say to you is that they're diabolical. He's very highly intelligent and diabolical. I'm not worried about what somebody's going to do. Yeah, D-Mac is not Keefe D. Two different people. Thank you, Derek Smith. I appreciate it. Yo, man, I'm glad got on that damn with. And I told Vlad this 3-4 years ago. 2 years, a year before, when they was trying to get me and I wouldn't go on there. I say, Vlad, you need to get Unique for Mecca Audio. You need to get on there. And you need to get Tim Dog. Told him that. He got Mecca Audio on there, did numbers. Got what's called. I also told Art of Dialogue. I ain't the type of nigga that hate, bro. I wasn't gonna try to, like I could hold the show. I could got some cameras. I think I'm highly educated. I know all the questions to ask people because I was there. I could have paid the camera, and they could have been on the Gene Deal show. Maybe I knew Unique would have did it in a heartbeat. Tim Dog would do it. But I was talking these big platforms, one, so the massive could hear the story. I don't get 1,000 views. I don't get 100,000 views on one show. This, that, and it takes months and years for that to work up for me. And people thought they heard it other places. Nigga, my people be on the channel. Thank y'all. Because my people who fucks with Gene be right there on Vlad, be right there on Art of Dialogue, be right there on all these other stations saying, yo, Gene already said that shit. They be right there. Gene already said that shit. When I told y'all about Tracy Waples, then I see a big article of something on the internet. The brains, the unspoken brains and hidden, what's called behind hip hop. Tracy Waples. They showed they put a thing out there with her when she was developing Method Man. Nobody spoke about her. Yeah. Those lies are perpetuated by a lot of a lot of YouTubers who don't believe that everybody got a space in this shit. I can get out and talk about all these young rappers, what they do, what they don't do. That's not my space. Smiling happily. What's up with you? Twin. What's going on? Hold up, man. Let me address this. Blue Dragon. We just found out Prize worked for the feds. Y'all should have been known that Haitian Jack worked for the feds. All the whole crew is in jail but him, but he overseas. It just came out. He was a federal informant. When I told y'all when Puff was in Cali and Zipman was hanging out with Suge them at the Mirage, Haitian Jack is the one who called Puff. Just to see what Puff was going to do. Was Puff was going to try to sanction something or say something to get at Suge them or send somebody down there. That's what that shit was all about. Yo, Puff, all these niggas is down here. Chaz, D, Big D, Zip, giving the lowdown of all the niggas that's in the Mirage with Suge them. When a gangster start doing that? When a gangster start doing that? See, that's how our people is messed up. I've been honorable coming to this YouTube by way of MREC and Wisdom Clear. But because I didn't do 20, 30 years in jail, because I didn't rob, kill, steal, and take another brother's life, y'all didn't say, well, Gene, he could be telling the truth. Yo, that nigga a cop. That nigga a cop. He this, he that. Y'all find out all y'all gangster niggas, all y'all industry niggas, y'all done solved more cases and helped the feds way more than I did. And I worked for them motherfuckers. OG Patrice. These gangsters ass niggas, all these other motherfuckers, they done solved more cases than I did my whole 27 years. Lee SDM, why you laughing, Lee? Lee, why you laughing? It's the truth. Listen to me. Pop tried to tell y'all a long time ago, but nobody believed what he was saying. Now the white man that brought the paperwork out and showed that Haitian Jack was a federal informant. Pac tried to tell him the whole time, if we all got the same case, we all did the same crime, why this nigga got a different he got a different docket number than me? Because they wanted Tut and Scooter and the rest of those Brooklyn guys. Corey Grant. I don't know when Un's show is coming in, but I know I spoke to Un and he told me that it was coming, but like long time ago, if you was on my channel, I had spoke about was going to do a show. You understand? And I when he started doing this stuff with Vlad and stuff, I said that he wasn't going to give Vlad that much because I know that he has a contract for a show. You know what I'm saying? He has a contract for a show. Come on, Ricardo Harrison, stop that, man. We don't want no nonsense today. Pac been dead a long time ago. Watch those 5 series. His family show you right there. Whether it was street, whether it was beef, Pac is one of those individuals that threaten the federal government. Pac rise would have been a lot of cities demised. Do you understand? I don't care what these old clown ass YouTubers say. Pac rise would have been a lot of cities demised because of his influence on the youth and the mind. He was an unpolished Malcolm X. Russell Poole had more than theory. He had a lot of facts, brother. And they wouldn't let him proceed with a lot of stuff that would have broke the case open. They already knew that. They already got, let me just tell y'all something. The FBI has it already in plan. You hear me? Yeah, Big I said he's like an unpolished Malcolm X. I believe Pac was an unpolished Malcolm X. Let me just say something to y'all, man. The FBI already has contingency plans that if any black young man rise up, that could be a global influence, especially here in America. Time to go. See you a little later. Que sera, sera. Assalamu alaikum. Come see, come sa. Salah, salah. Good night. Thank you, Lamar. Yo, listen, I started this live, man, because I did have to be as a gentleman and as a man to thank Vlad and apologize because at first I was saying they wasn't saying my name on this show, but they know who did this. And Vlad was the one who came out and said my name and said what he thought, which I really appreciate that. And then he had the story come out that talked to Big for a whole hour and told him not to go nowhere. That should help me a lot, y'all. That relieved the burden that was on my heart, that was on my soul, and it took a lot of bullshit off. I'm still working it out, but I know now that there's nothing that I could have said. I know now there's nothing that I could have done. I know now that Big faith was based on the people at that time that was close to him. It was in their hands, and they let him down. I didn't have a dog in the fight right now. I know now I didn't have a dog in the fight. Because when I went against the man who was paying me, Peter Jones, that's the first time I heard say that. I spoke to at the beginning of the year. Never told me he spoke to Big for an hour and told Big not to go. I'm doing the show tonight. Y'all won't see it because it won't be live. And it's with one of the young men that was raised by Wolf in the streets. He was one of the kids that did a lot of dirty work for Wolf and Puff. He had the largest, is recorded by the FBI. He had one of the largest blood sets in the Bronx. Me and him going to do a show together today. Thank you, Jod. I appreciate that. You appreciate it, Gene. Biggie family owes you a wealth of thanks and appreciation. Nah, they brainwashed by the people around them. Thank you. And then you take 12 pieces of silver. $12 anonymously affiliated. You see that hell, Malcolm X was unpolished. I wish I could have been his unpolished. Ricardo Harrison, thank you for bringing this to light, Gene. A lot of this, or all of this information. Appreciate you, y'all. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. I didn't touch anything for it to be muted. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Can you hear me? Sound is good? Yo, I didn't touch nothing. Y'all ain't see my hands go up to nowhere. I didn't touch anything. Shit is crazy. Yes, Supreme, thank you. Yeah. All right, y'all. So I'm not going to recap what I said. People who missed it, they can go back and see it. But I really want y'all to be looking forward to it. It's going to be about, like I said, this kid from the Bronx. And people know back in the day, these older guys, they used to have these kids around and they used to call them hosters. Do anybody know what a holster is? Do anybody know what a holster is? A kid that's a holster.